Good evening, guys, and welcome to The Purple Mic. Tonight is the finale of Sexology and Libido. I'm your host, Erica, and I'm joined tonight. We got Tony, Mr. Junior Token Stroke.
No. If you're going to say it, you got to pronounce it right. It's J.R. Pokenstroke. Not Junior. Junior implies little.
Ooh.
Okay, there's nothing junior over here.
Train your woman on that one. Moving on over to Dr. Ben Moore.
Thank you very much.
Ben, how you doing tonight?
y'all already turned up. I'm good.
How are you tonight, LaShonna?
I'm good.
Beautiful Jessica. How are you, Jessica?
Welcome. I am well. Thank you.
Amazing. And Miss Hot Cocoa 31. I got it tonight.
Oh, she got it.
Hey.
I am awesome, y'all. Ready to get it cracking.
Amazing.
Let's do it.
Yes. As you guys know, this is part 3. We've had a wonderful 3 weeks of sexology and libido, the study of sex. While we're keeping it sexy and fun, LaShonna brought the heat last week with all that you. So tonight it's going to be even hotter. Ben, you got the burner?
Turn the burners up.
Turn it up.
Turn them up. Turn them up.
Beautiful. Well, guys, if you have not already, please stop for a moment and please subscribe to the channel. We ask that you please subscribe, as well as like the video tonight. And don't forget to chime in and comment to let us know your thoughts, your questions, and how you feel. Give us some feedback tonight. So without any further, let's hop on in. Ben, you ready? Let's see the minds.
He's like, yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
All right. So, do you make a distinction between making love and having sex? Is there a difference between intimacy and sex? I'll begin with Jessica on this one.
I think so. I think that they can be the same thing, but also they can be separate. I think intimacy requires something deeper. I think intimacy requires something closer. And it's just two people coming together in a way that I think is a little bit more than just sex. Because anybody can have sex with anybody, but to get that intimacy from somebody, you really have to get down on a real good level for that. And that can be really amazing sex. So that's just my opinion on that.
Nice. Moving on down to Mr. Junior Pokenstroke. What are your thoughts?
He gonna get you now. That ain't He said, "Oh,
I'm not one for trying to correct somebody because I made a mistake and I jacked up your name last week. And I apologize for calling you the wrong thing. So I'm going to let that slide. But, so to answer the question, there is obviously a difference, but I think more so, well, let me back up. So sex can turn, just having sex with somebody, just random sex can actually turn into something intimate if you with the right person. So those two things actually can cross each other, but more often than not, it's just a little bumping and grinding for fun, and until you find that right one. And when you find that right one, sex takes a whole nother meaning at that point. It's like your souls are touching on a certain level, Yeah. So yeah, definitely, there's definitely a serious distinction, but most of us just want to bump and grind and feel good about it.
I don't see nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing wrong.
Hold on, wait. Can I say that is he canceled? I can't. Can I? I don't know if I can.
Well, see
Go ahead.
R. Kelly is something different unto himself, and at this point, as far as he's concerned, it's hard to differentiate the man from the music. As far as
it's hard. Yeah, it's hard.
musical for
Make
everybody.
it right.
I'm sorry.
We'll move.
Moving right along. LaShonna,
Yeah, let's move. Let's move on.
what are your thoughts?
Actually, I was just having this conversation with someone, and I was saying that intimacy or making love is something that's very intimate. You really know the person. You can feel them. They can feel you. It's an emotional type of connection that you have with someone that, like you guys have already said, like on a deeper level. And then I said, sex is something that is, I said it's in between making love and fucking. I say it's like an in-between type of thing, because it's not quite fucking, but it's not quite making love either. It's just kind of like in between and not as intimate, but can be kind of casual at the same time. So that's how I feel about it.
Jolon, what are your thoughts?
There is a distinction because I feel like sex is the act of having intercourse with someone, but intimacy does not necessarily, to me, involve sex. It involves, like Jessica said earlier, getting to know someone on a deeper level. And I think sex can be a manifestation as far as how deep that connection is. But intimacy is built on, the foundations of trust and loyalty and building those things in relationship first. And then once you put sex on top of that, it's like, you've had your cake and your layers and things like that. And then sex is like the cherry on top. And that's what I feel like makes it amazing, because that connection is there. It's so deep that it's indescribable. Like Tony said, J.R. Hokenfield said that, your soul's touch and, how do you touch someone's soul? It's like that foundation, that building up, that connection.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. And Ben?
Yeah, so to touch everyone's point, I think everybody makes some great points. It's definitely spectral, it's just a spectrum. And so for me, like I always talk about those 4 elements of a human. It seems like intimacy touches, because like intimacy can, like to Jalon's point, it can be outside of just like the actual act of coitus, right? So, that can be a mental, emotional, spiritual thing. Like you could be touching someone in those ways without the physical part. When you start making love, then it's like, you're touching that spiritual, mental, emotional, and the physical part. When you're having sex or just smashing, it's typically just the physical part, maybe a little bit of the mental part. It might not have the spiritual or the emotional part. You know what I mean? So maybe a little bit more animalistic, and so with all that being said, it's definitely a spectrum. And I mean, you can go through all those 4 stages, and like you go from intimacy to making love to sex to smashing all in one session. You know what I'm saying? You can start off one way, and then just take it to different levels, and then get you to that point, that high note. You know what I'm saying? So that
oh yeah,
I love it. Okay, so let's moving on over to our next question and turn it up just a little bit. Among the 5 senses, which one is the most sexual for you? Seeing, smelling, hearing, touching, tasting.
Ooh, probably touching.
You don't sound too sure about that. You don't sound too sure.
No, because I'm saying like touching and hearing kind of go for me. Like, okay, say I'm blindfolded. I won't lie, I like it. Who doesn't like being a little blindfold? And so depriving yourself of sight, the next thing that you want to do is feel touch, and so and then you're hearing things. You don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Don't get yourself worked up. Don't get yourself worked up.
Somebody got her wearing makeup and carrying on now. She been busy for all of our events. She been busy and carrying on. So somebody got her all turned up. But hey,
just saying, yes, touch for sure.
I want to go over to LaShonna on this question. Among the 5 senses, which one is the most sexual for you?
Slow so I can take notes.
Actually, my love language is actually physical touch.
So physical touch would actually be one. But if I could go in, in order, it would definitely be physical touch, and then the the smell of the person, how they smell. I would definitely love that. And then being able to taste them, smell them and taste them. That's such a thing of a euphoric type of thing that you can have.
Finger licking.
So yes, but most definitely physical touch, like the little, the little hand gesture, the little, smack, or the, anything. Just remember, where they touched you at, how you felt when they touched you, where it's you. So those things are, so for me, physical touch is a big thing. Not so much as the act of, more of like the little things, the holding of the hand, the kissing on the forehead, the the quick peck, or the kiss on the neck, or things like that, that just kind of throughout the day, and then of course the act of. So physical touch is a big thing for me.
So you're saying those are priming elements, right?
Right.
Getting primed up, right? Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the kindling to the fire.
Kindling, trying to get all the smoke, that good smoke.
What's that lighter fluid?
Yeah.
Just put it on there.
Oh, there's fluid coming.
Yeah. Whoa! All right now, Jolon.
I told you about that prosecco. I told you.
Drip.
Smash. I think, take another step, please.
We need some Migo ad libs, boy. Drip, splash.
Woo! Was it a question for me now, Erica? I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. I would have to say that's a hard one. Sight, just to get it started, I got to see what I'm working with. I see what's happening.
All right now.
Oh, yes. I got to see what I'm working with.
Yeah.
So lights on, lights, camera, action.
Okay.
That's my primary, and then smell. Yes, you got to. The smell has to draw me. Once I see you, the smell draws me in. And then touching and all that other stuff, but my main one's seeing.
Nice. All right, Mr.
JR, go ahead.
JR.
There you go.
Stop being proper and call it what it is. It's JR.
Yeah. Like aura.
No, we don't want to be associated with the aura. No association with the aura.
The aura, not the aura. My bad, bro. He said that was the aura.
No association, please.
Man, that's funny. There you go. What's happening? How you been, man?
What up?
Where
you been, man?
I know, right?
I see you, bro. I see you now. Hey, I see you now. Look, I see you now.
I feel all that. I ain't even got no Kango. I feel all that.
The official.
Time you didn't get the memo.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing?
Very nice to see you.
Hello.
It's so good to have you back. Welcome. It's gonna be.
You got a full crowd up in here.
Got a full crowd. Here we go.
Damn.
Basement.
We got the ladies on top too. Golly, okay.
All right. We got this.
Ain't nothing wrong with being on top.
I ain't nothing at all.
I like 4 to 3 though. That's a nice ratio.
Yeah.
Hey, you come strong tonight. So tell me, among the 5 senses, which one is most sexual for you?
So, it came in stages for me. So when I was younger, it was more so seeing. That was kind of the jump off to a lot of things, seeing. But the older I got, the more appreciative I got of the other senses. So it kind of is a toss up between hearing and touching for me now, because I'm attracted to a woman's intelligence. So the way she talks, the way she, way she carries herself, and how she carries herself around me. It means something now. It means more than me just looking at the package itself. So I'm probably a little bit of those 3, but a little bit more heavier on the hearing and the touching.
Beautiful. And Lewis, as I roll over to you.
Wow. Hmm. I'm going to say, to me, intelligence. Like my brother said, it used to be seeing. I mean, as a male, you grow up, you look at things. There's just sometimes it could be immaturity. We don't know how to direct how we see a woman. But now I think in this day and age, seeing has not gone, but I think our seeing has turned into an understanding about what we really look for in a woman and really appreciating who she is and the things that she do. So we look at those things that becomes sexy for us. It probably was just a look before. Now it's what brings value to her that I look at more when I'm looking at a woman. Because I think at this day and age, as I get older, I start to look at the value that she put in herself, therefore what I can appreciate about what she does.
And then
If we talk about like in the actual act itself, then kind of like everyone else, it's like a toss up between touch and sound. Because like just like Sean, my love language is touch. But then there's something about like the sound of a woman's moan that really does it for me. Like I like the moany, whimpery
The Moni.
voice. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like when she's saying your name in that moan tone.
Trademark
You
it.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, that moan tone. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Trademark
so
it.
so those two things are kind of like So if I'm touching her and hearing that, that's like what does it for me. And then right after that, it's like sight, because I still like to see they have to look like little candle lights. You can see the arches and the curves, and you know what I'm saying, and the bounce back and the waves and everything you're making. And then the taste, of course, because you got to taste it. So yeah, so that's how it goes for me.
I agree. How do you approach making love? For example, are you a pleaser or do you like to be pleased? Do you focus on certain positions, certain sexual acts? I'm going to start with LaShonna on this one. LaShonna?
Like, gotcha. Got him.
Again, I need you to speak slowly so we can take notes.
Speak into the mic, please.
Is everybody
Get a little closer to the microphone, please.
Right.
pull up your Google Docs? Pull up your Google Docs.
I need you to enunciate
Jessica.
everything, please.
Jessica with the notepad.
All right.
She got the legal notepad.
I will open up the Google Docs just for you, Tony. All right. So, like
Oh, man,
approaching
that's funny.
the act of lovemaking, I feel like it's something that's built up throughout the day. So you're sending text messages, you're sexting throughout, sexting throughout the day, and you're just kind of letting each other know that that's you want them. But I also feel like prior to that, you've had a conversation about what you like, what you don't like, what gets you in the mood, and what like if he wears a certain cologne or she wears a certain cologne, like, oh, okay, I need to wear that tonight. So those things really do matter for me. I am a pleaser, so I'm not gonna say like I'm definitely a pleaser. I love pleasing. It's something that I love to do. I can't help it. And because I want to make sure that my partner is satisfied and they're good and everything is fine with them and that they're able to, because sometimes I just want to take charge the whole night. Okay. You just kind of just lay back and don't be mad if you get tied up.
You learned that last week.
The whole night. Okay.
Right, the whole night. Like, you're gonna be tied up because there's some restraints on the bed. So just understand
Yes, Lord.
that I may
Yes,
want
Lord.
to, be with you all night. So it's just like, I just want you to sit back, relax, because I may be in that take charge moment and like, okay, we're gonna do this. So, but as long as you can sit, we're okay. As long as you can sit, because something is very important. As long as you can sit to whatever I do to you, you're good. So yeah, for me, it's just, but like I said, I am a pleaser, but you can best believe I've texted you something something and hit my mind, and I may text you like, "Hey, I had a dream last night that we did da 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 da," which didn't. So I need for us to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, with the build up, so that way when we get there, the bedroom, it's already like, okay, we're there. Yes, and nothing to talk about. It's all time for show. Like, hey, what
Right.
she's doing. It's all time for the show. So let's get it.
Get
So
cracking.
yes,
Nice.
right. You're gonna be hot and ready. You're gonna be hot and ready.
Little Caesars. Little Caesars.
Oh, y'all better have ready now.
Little Caesars.
$5. I aim to please because I'm a giving person, and I just like the reaction that somebody gets. Just to be quiet. I don't give to you, but I'm a giving person. And I like to see the reaction of that person when I'm doing certain things, like
Ben.
taking my time and
Just-
doing surprise things, like you weren't expecting something, like come through the door,
Right.
take your pants off,
Right.
I'm on my knees,
Hallelujah.
well, you gotta
praying
shower
to
first.
Jesus?
Hallelujah.
Hold on. But yes, but I'm the person, like LaShonna said, like texting throughout the day, getting that momentum building up, and you come home and I've got candles and rose petals and lingerie on. The air is smelling right, and the music is playing, and it's time to get down with the get down.
Right.
Low light. Man, okay, it's been a while. Anyway, but yes, I'm a pleaser.
Obviously.
I'm a pleaser. Because you get back what you give. That's how I feel. You get back what you give. If you put in work,
Facts.
you put in time, and I feel like a lot of women get lazy and they feel like it's the man's job to do all of that. But it's okay to turn it up for him too.
Absolutely.
Get it cracking for him, and he'll be very appreciative.
Very.
Like get a new food
Very.
bag or something. You know what I'm saying?
I have learned to be patient because I think men, we have to learn to be patient and to put a woman first in our sexual ways of how to do certain things, because we know in order for a woman to be a woman, a real man needs to be able to know how to do certain things. And with that being said, a lot of times, it takes a man to really bring out. I mean, you can have toys. I mean, a woman can have toys. She can have whatever she can have. It's not going to bring out of her the touch of a real man and really doing things to make sure she's pleased first. And I think what I've learned to do is I've learned to be patient with that and learn to do certain things prior to. And that means the texting, right? It means understanding what she wants, what will get her in that mood before she even gets to the home. So that by the time she gets to the home, she want to do the rushing, but you're like, no, I got this. I need you to just, be easy. Down, girl, be easy, And I think sometimes that makes it even better because it's really about the anticipation throughout the whole day. The anticipation is what keeps a good relationship and a good healthy sexual about who you are. Because listen, don't get me wrong, listen, we all like the nut, but if you do not nut and you still can feel a certain way and you're constantly thinking about it, that's what I want to do for my woman. I want her to make sure she's on my mind and I'm on hers, even when we're not having sex.
Yeah.
So
the intimacy
it's about
part.
taking the time.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I agree with Jolon. The more you give, the more you receive. So if you are pleasing, then that will come back around to you. For me, I'm a caregiver, so I take care of people. And so that will include whoever I'm with. I'm making sure that they fed. I'm making sure that the house is clean. And that's not subservient. I'm not being a servant. I like to do those things. I like to keep my own home clean. I like to take care of myself as well. So I would definitely say I'd be a pleaser, but I do enjoy getting pleased. So
Nice.
yeah.
All right, Mr. Junior, what you got for me?
Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, what you laughing for, bruh?
Junior.
So it's I think a man at a certain point, at a certain level, he evolves. So when you're younger, it's about yourself. You're trying to bust that nut and you just don't give a damn about the woman. But as you get older, if you're learning from the situations you've been in, you know you need to get her taken care of. And it's the little things. I've learned over time, it's definitely the little things that get the motor running, that prolongs a relationship and makes the love making that much better. So at the stage I'm at now, yeah, I'm a lot more of a pleaser. Yeah, I ain't got no problem sending the text messages, maybe some voicemail messages, an email here or there. She might find something crazy, in her purse that I done slipped in at her just to make her think about it, stupid stuff like that, just oddball stuff. But definitely, you got to get it. You got to start early. Because I've learned it takes women a while to really get there. A man could bust a nut in 10 minutes, but it's going to take a woman an hour to get there. So you got to start it a little sooner. Put the work in.
Yeah.
We're going to switch gears for a moment, ladies. I'm going to give you guys a rest. And fellas, I'm going to talk to you for a moment.
Hold on, time out. I didn't get the answer, mine. I didn't get the answer.
Sorry.
We already know you nasty. We already know you nasty. Change your name to Dr. Nasty.
Right.
What can I say? What can I say? All right, so to everybody else's point, I think that it definitely takes, it's throughout the day, things of that nature, text. I like to write poetry, so I do like erotic, poetry, storylines, stuff like that. So I might do those types of exchanges, things of that nature. But just my general overall approach, I kind of look at, love making like music making. You know what I'm saying? Just like in the same way that, like a string instrument, you have different parts of our bodies that like our circulatory system, our nervous system is kind of like, strings. It's like all of the pleasure centers are connected to those two things. And so, like the areas behind the ear, the ears, the neck, the chest, the inner thighs, like even our inner thighs is why a lot of women love that inner thigh area because you got your femoral your femoral nerve right there. And it's like the biggest nerve in your leg. So it's like when you started kissing on that, rubbing on that, caressing that, really send those shock waves through her body. And it's like each one of these different areas is like a note, you know what I'm saying? Even like the yoni, it's got a whole bunch of notes in there. You know what I'm saying? You got the C note, the clitoris, you got the G note, the G spot, you got the E note, you know what I'm saying? That's the cervix, the cluster nerves right there. You got the A note, that's another cluster of nerves right there. I mean, you got all these.
So when your music video coming out, since you're making music?
Look, I'm saying,
what that sound like?
Look, bro, that's the music is hormone. That's the music. That's when you're getting it right.
She started playing at the Atlantic Symphony Orchestra, sir.
Nah, bro. This is I do private shows. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All my shows are private, bro. But yeah, so just a long story short, though, all these different areas are these notes, and so me personally, I try to, switch up the notes. You know what I'm saying? You got different principles like tempo, intensity, angles, variety, pattern. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to hit all these things, So again, all these different principles relate to love making, and you got to be a maestro of her pleasure.
Yeah, going back to the gentleman tonight, what do men do when they get hard and horny and ever had a hard?
Wow.
Rub out that easy one for 500.
Say it again.
In public? Not in public.
Rub out that easy one for 500.
Y'all love the sundresses in the summertime. Like what do you do? Has that ever happened before?
Of course. Every man gets a hard on in public. Ain't nothing new. It's gotta hide it now.
How do you hide it?
You gotta move some things around. Tuck my man down a little bit. You might see some weird adjustments. Like if you I'm telling you, after this conversation, just go out in public and just watch men in the course of the day, and you're gonna see some weird movements. They're gonna be trying to get the drawers out their booty. They're gonna adjust in their crotch. You're gonna see some movement.
I've seen the leg shake. I've seen that little.
That's it, yeah, that's it.
Leg
Okay, see,
shake.
Jiggle that they do.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leg shake is
She's
to try
sticking
and get
to
the
them. They be
draws. Yes.
sticking.
So, but yeah, but no, seriously, I be having a lot of stuff in my pocket, so I have to like I'll be moving stuff around, and then I might, like I said, do the leg shake or the, you might do the little,
The
the
adjustment.
and the pants pull and all that kind of stuff like that. So, but honestly, for me, typically I don't, unless like it's more so if I'm out with like my significant, or if I'm being messed with, you know what I'm saying, when you out. But typically, like if I'm out and I see a fine woman, I'm not just gonna automatically get like that. But if I'm being messed with, then that's a different story. Or if I'm on one, something like that, been drinking. So yeah.
I've been drinking.
You've been
I've been
drinking.
drinking.
I've been drinking.
Yeah.
Erica, you didn't tell me what I was walking into.
Ta-da!
She said, jump on real quick. I'm like,
Ta-da!
honestly, I don't know. It's hard. You walk away. I mean,
Speak your
it's
mind,
tough.
man. Speak your
I ain't gonna
mind.
lie.
Sorry,
It's
mine,
tough
come on.
because sometimes you just you just either turn away, walk away. I mean, it's embarrassing. Don't get me wrong. Come on. Y'all know that. You have to either walk away, do something, go to the bathroom, whatever. But I mean, that's when I was like really, really, really young. When the wind blew, I was just like bang. I was like, ah. The wind blow, I get asked, hey, what's up? Can I do something? But I mean, it's you walk away. I mean, you do something just to kind of, obviously not to make it look obvious, because it is embarrassing, to be walking around with a boner, especially with sweatpants. I mean,
Oh God.
We do like the sweatpants though.
Yeah.
Do like the sweatpants.
Love the sweatpants.
Hey.
You're welcome.
Did you invent it? Or?
Okay, right.
How comfortable should a couple be with nudity? So, LaShonna, let me start with you on this.
Very.
I think you should be very comfortable with your significant other in your nudity, because they're gonna see you anyway. But I also think it's a very intimate thing when you see your significant other in their full nude, because you get to see a stretch mark, a blemish, anything. You actually get a chance to look at them. You're looking at their body, you're looking at their curves. You can tell if a woman, either she gained weight or lost weight or had kids or didn't have kids. Same thing with the man. You're looking at him, you're seeing like, oh, okay, if he works out, if he doesn't work out. Then with men, they have stretch marks. If they were bigger, then they got smaller and they got bigger again. No pun intended, whichever one come up first.
Hey.
But yeah, I think nudity is a very, very good thing to be able to do it in front of your significant other, and you also have to be very comfortable with them. I feel like if I'm not comfortable to walk around in the nude with you, that's a problem. Because I walk around in the nude in my room just because it's just me. So I'm just in my room and I'm just walking around and looking in the mirror and doing whatever. So if I can't be that free with you, then I definitely have a problem with it. It's a disconnect somewhere for me. So I feel like, your significant other, you should be able to be vulnerable, and that's what it is. You're vulnerable because sometimes you don't like your body, but your significant other likes your body, and that makes you feel better about your body. So that's yeah.
So Erica, that question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she answered Nan's question, and I had
She answered my damn question tonight.
She just skated by.
Right.
She just skated by all the questions tonight.
He skated this one.
Yeah, I like the way you pivot that question, because Jolon knows I need to feel, I think I talk about this all the time, an emotional connection. If I feel like, Lewis said it earlier in regards to intimacy, if I feel very naked with you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, I don't have to think about the physical. Everything else can just happen after that. It'll just transcend. But if it's a sexual thing where you are desiring me with, this lust, everything is about sex, and it's just kind of hard for me to relate, because it's more to me than that. I want to feel lost in, this entire feeling. And when I'm naked with someone, I want to feel safe. That's another thing. There's nowhere to go after that.
Right.
So I don't want to think about any insecurities. I don't want to think about, body flaws. I don't want to think about negative anything. I want to feel free. And in that experience, I feel like you would have the most amazing sex, but that's where it does turn into intimacy, because you probably will do the most you've ever done. And the exploration would be exciting.
So can I chime in with a question?
Yeah.
So an offshoot of that to me is, to the ladies, why is it that you see the flaws in yourself in the mirror, but when a man or your man tells you the flaws that you see mean absolutely nothing to him, why do you not value his opinion and appreciate it? Because y'all do that a lot. You see the flaws in yourselves, those physical flaws, and you just kind of harp on yourself with it, but your man sees it and he loves those flaws, but you don't take his opinion. It carries no weight with you or absolutely nothing. Why is that?
I think it's really because, like, society, it's set this beauty standard for us.
Yes,
And
we touched on that before.
fit that.
So why is society dictate what goes on in the room?
It shouldn't.
Yeah,
I see what my man is scrolling and liking, though. So that that's what it is too. We talked about
That's
that
what
in
I'm
another
saying.
episode.
We're in the age of the big butts and the
right,
small
everybody's
waist.
in the BBLs
That's
and
what
the
the media is
small
telling us
waist.
that is sexy. If you
Right.
don't look like that and you see this is what men are attracted to, you're going to feel some type of way if you don't have that about yourself. That's why women are going out and having surgery to look like this.
Yes.
Because this is what society is telling them looks good. This is what men are attracted to.
I get that. What I'm saying is,
On
an individual level,
trauma.
not
It's a mental trauma that we're going through that we haven't recovered from. Yes, one person can tell us that, hey, you look really good, but you have no idea how many other people have maybe said, maybe you can fix this or add this, or and then even your own self telling yourself, I wish my butt was bigger, I wish I had bigger boobs. And that starts young. Like, you just got here, but we started thinking about these things as soon as we got breasts, as soon as we started getting hips, as soon as we started getting a little bit of weight on us. All of those things started very young for us. So it takes more than just one time, one boyfriend to say, hey, you look beautiful. It's a constant struggle for us. I wish it wasn't like that. I really do.
I mean, I get it because I see it, but what I'm still trying to understand the psyche behind it, because you guys carry this with you, obviously, and you marry a guy, and this guy loves you for who you are. You might have started off and you were wearing a size 0.
We learn it eventually. The ones who stick with us and the ones who continually tell us that we're beautiful and they love these things about us, we will eventually believe you. We will. But it has to be consistent. It has to be, we will eventually believe you.
Bullshit behind the scenes. There can't be, oh yeah, baby, you look good, but then if I'm not around, you
over here looking at her and
nah,
I can't find that.
Make people leave. And then
I love the stroking motion by. Just want to let you know that.
Just saying, like, I want to know that you desire me. Like, where you at? What time you getting home? And you don't have to be thirsty.
Right.
You definitely can't be looking at other Instagram models and we find out, because that's not going to help.
That's not going to
your
help
cause in trying to convince us that we look
all.
good if you out here looking at other women that look a certain way. And I'm not saying you can't do that, but that again is not helping your, convince your girlfriend that you're beautiful.
But doesn't that ultimately go both ways? Because I'm pretty sure at some point in time y'all have looked at Denzel and all.
Yeah, but we don't hold Denzel in our phone and we like scrolling and looking at them during our lunchtime.
Right.
Denzel is in a movie that we saw that we really love.
I mean, come on, some
we
of
may
y'all
have had
do.
a poster a long time ago.
No,
y'all are actively.
I'm not saying
looking.
all. I'm saying
That's
some
true.
do. Some do.
That's true.
And even for me, I can remember when I was younger, I was a chubby little kid, and it was like, yo, you're a fat little something. I'm like, oh, okay. But when I hit puberty, it's like I lost all that weight, or the weight fell in all the right places, and then it was, and then but by that time I already had a thing about my weight. So I watched what I ate. I watched what I did. I overexerted myself playing sports and doing different stuff. So, to the point where I'm like, okay, I got my body to where I wanted. There are times where even in high school, I ran track. And when I ran track, I would get up in the morning, 6 o'clock, run a mile. I would go to the school, work out. And then, like it was just that thing because of the stigma of you have to look this certain way or you have to, look like this. And then when I did start gaining weight in my adult years, I was just like, it messed with me because I was like, oh my God, I've gained weight. I'm not that size. But then I started to love my size that I was in because I had someone pour into me, you look beautiful the way you are. I love you the way you are. You're great. I don't want you to change anything about you, because how you look is what I like. I like what I like and you are what I like. And I'm physically
when you hear that,
to you. So
yep.
It's that thing where it's it's ingrained in me. And now if I gain weight, I'm like, okay, I gained a little weight. I can work it off or I can, but it's not to where it's detrimental to my psyche of like how it used to be.
Exactly.
So that's the difference of it. So
this, for me, I've been in a relationship where, he told her I needed to lose weight. This was like 10 years ago. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And that messed with me too, because it's like, oh, I'm not good enough because I gained 10 pounds, So to Jessica's point, to LaShonna's point, that does mess with you, especially the person who's supposed to pour into you and think, they see you as an attractive person as you see yourself, and then they drop the bomb like, no, you're not attractive like you think you are. And so it really does mess with you because, all my life I've been in a certain bracket of a size, and I'm tall. I used to be very active, and having a child and life got in the way. I gained a couple pounds too, and that's okay. I'm human. Whatever. I like to eat. But but for that person to see you intimately and then off to the side tell somebody else, oh yeah, she need to lose weight.
Right.
That he didn't even tell me. He told her. He told Erica, and she told me, and I was like, yeah, bye, you got to go. So that hurt my feelings because I was very honest and open and being myself with this person, and they did that, and I'm naked with this person, so to speak, and they shot me down. Like I was like, wow, all right.
Like LaShonna was saying earlier, when you really feel and that you're with somebody who just makes you feel 1,000% secure, and he is embracing parts of you that you can't even embrace, like you didn't even know God. Like Ben mentioned something about something earlier. What was that where you said touch the inside of her thigh?
Yeah. That's
like that, and you're taking your time. It kind of reminds me of R&B and how the lyrics in R&B and that's how women want to feel. You want to feel soft. You want to feel special. But if you betray me, I'm never going to believe that you really love me and that you embrace me. You mess that up. So
you have said something before, Erica, especially that feeling. Sometimes you can't explain what that feeling is, especially when your man make you feel like you're one with that person, and he whether it's the thigh kissing, whether it's the conversations, but it goes back to what my brother was saying, is that even though we can say those things, it's like the problem is, and it goes back to trauma. And trauma has levels to it. We all know that. There's extreme trauma. There's passive trauma. There's all types of trauma that we don't think have a direct effect on our lives, but it's the small things that add and build up that create a wall in our lives, especially toward the ones we love. What I found out, a lot of women is looking for a man to create an emotional safety net within their relationship. Where she can feel comfortable that you're consistent, where she can feel loving because you are participating in her journey. And it's not about just saying, baby, you look good. It's about, baby, you look good. And then tomorrow, I know you still look good. So let me join in on what's it's because it must be frustrating for you because you do look at magazines and Instagram and think that's what all men like. But what I like and what's going to help us keep our healthy relationship together, I want you to focus on what that is. And that means if I'm loving you every day with the person that you with, I need you to believe in me. And the way I'll do that is continue to do things that's actionable, loving you, keeping it healthy, being consistent. And also, then when I do say it, it don't seem like, okay, I heard that from John down the street, and I know he's just looking for ad. And he's telling me, baby, you look good. So in order for her to separate the two from the loving husband and John, the consistency that she sees every day providing and being protective and supporting her in everything that she does.
We as men, we kind of deal with certain things as well. I mean, me personally, I was always like skinny little runt, you know what I mean? And, you know, growing up, and then I started working out, you know, I started to see what women like. And so I started like same kind of things y'all talk about, like, you know, that's why I'm in the gym, you know what I'm saying? That's why I work out like I do. That's why I walk around with a weighted vest, you know what I'm saying? When I'm walking around the house, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I'm constantly working out because I know that there are certain things that women like visually. Not all of them, but typically most women like that. And so I do the same thing. So y'all are not alone in the you know, the self-image, body image, you know, thing, you know, because, you know, it's just a human thing. It's just more so prevalent with you all because the female is the vision of beauty. You know what I'm saying? When you think about beauty, or you know, that's that women are that they're the incarnation of beauty. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that is. But we all deal with that self-image, that body image thing. You know, I mean, hell, it's plenty of women that they like either a buff dude or the big teddy bear dude. They don't like skinny dudes. Like don't want me to say, oh, I like a little skinny pole. Nah, they don't like that. Y'all like muscles or a big dude you just lay on. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I've typically seen.
You know, with People Magazine and, you know, even body contest, Miss USA, who's the most beautiful person in the world, you know?
Right.
It's always a competitive force that's against nature, regardless of whatever it is, you know, the strongest, the most, even in high school, the funniest, you know, well dressed, you know, it's always being the best. But you can just be in a vulnerable state, not lose yourself and let yourself go, but feel comfortable 1,000% with you and your mate and your sex life. That's the dream. And I think right now that's also like one of my inhibitions, like, you know, being accepted just as I am. My style is so versatile. Some people don't understand. Like sometimes I'm super classy. I could be super bohemian. I could be, you know, super modern. Like it changes. Will you accept me for me? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mr. Junior Pope's brother.
I'm just trying to get to a level
So did
of
that answer your
understanding.
question?
I'm just trying to get to a level of understanding. That's all. Because some things to me that over the course of my life just didn't make sense that I watch women do. And one of those things when you go into that realm of intimacy, I've had a few women that when we go to have sex, they like, well, turn off the lights. Are we not doing it? I'm like, what the hell? Why you want me to turn off the lights? They don't want you to see their body, and I'm like, that's the part of you I'm trying to appreciate, but you don't want me to see it.
Right. We're like, telling you the traumas that some of us have endured.
Yeah.
Why,
So
you know,
I'm getting a better understanding of it. So the way you guys pointed out, and that's an unfortunate societal thing that starts from birth, unfortunately.
It starts young.
Yep.
Young.
Yep.
Yes, very young.
Comparison, like Erica said, it's a competition all the time. Who's the longest hair? Who's this lightest skin? It's like, just be you. Be beautiful and be you, you know? And people accept that you are you. And I think we'll have so much more fun and more sex and lights on and uninhibited stuff and just live your life.
Yes, ma'am. And I write it too.
Oh, really?
I'd like a first edition, please.
Hardback or softback?
I think I'd like both so I can try it out.
Okay.
Yes.
I used to, but it just got boring to me because it's like you getting all hot and bothered for what? It ain't happening to you.
You know exactly what is. You
so,
gotta draw.
I mean, I don't like fantasizing too much. I like reality. I live in a real
I mean,
world.
I do too, but if he's not here,
I'm low key hating on the characters. Like, how you gonna get some and I'm not? That ain't fair. No, I'm low key
I'm low
hating.
key hating on the
Trying to throw the
character.
book across the room. No, she ain't getting no dick tonight.
You-
Nope.
it ain't
Not
gonna
in
be
my
all of
head.
that.
No.
That's
But
hilarious.
it's always
So Jessica, you write erotic literature?
I do.
I
I
ain't
do.
read none, sister. What?
I've been writing well, I wouldn't say it's not specific erotic literature. It's more on the romance side, but of course, you know, in the
Oh,
romance
Fabio
book,
with that hair. Okay.
you know, we getting into it. So, yeah, I've been writing since I was 12, 13.
You dirty
And
little
it's
minx, you.
it's just why it didn't start off as erotic literature, okay, when I was 12,
Mhm, that's
13.
what they all say. Mhm,
well.
Started with a guy with some hair and a pony riding
mhm,
through on the sunset. Right? Okay.
mhm.
Fabio is his
As
name.
his hand moves
Not
slowly down my
Fabio, not with
thigh.
the long hair.
I mean,
Fabio.
everyone has a fantasy, and if you write about it, you know, it can kind of come true. So,
Yeah, Lewis, what about you? If if you
I don't read them. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not turned on by it like that.
You read Playboy.
Well, I did. I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
You read Playboy for the articles.
That's
Right.
oh
right,
no,
right,
not the
right, right,
The
right.
articles. No, he
Um,
did not.
I'm more of a visual person. I mean, I like to watch movies like Kama Sutra, and just
There's a
different things
movie?
where you can really visual look at romance and sexuality, um, and really kind of look at how things are really done. I mean, some men do. I don't. I don't get turned on by reading the book. I just don't. Doesn't do anything for me. But
Movie
if I
night.
but hearing something, but I'm a visual person, so doesn't do anything for me.
He
Sorry.
said Kama Sutra is a movie, so I said movie night. We gotta watch
Yeah.
There
that.
have been a bunch of movies done on Kama Sutra. You need to get
Yes.
caught
I
up.
had no idea. I thought it was just a book. You
No.
have to flip
even
your
like 50
be on
Shades
your
of
head.
Her Internet Explorer gonna blow up tonight.
Right. Right.
But I actually do read it, and I actually do write it. I've been writing it since I was in middle school.
We know.
And
Well,
We know. We knew that.
that's why I was like, you gotta have drinks. I already know. I'm like,
We
I've been
knew
writing
that.
since I was in middle school. Because I just always thought about how I would want it to be done, to me, not thinking at the time. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wait till I get married. Anyway, but a couple of books that I have was, of course, a lot of Zane books, because a lot of her themes are really, really good. Like Zane was like a big thing at our high school that Ben and I went to. Like it was like the thing to read. If you didn't read a Zane book, something was wrong. You didn't read a G Spot or chocolate flavor, purple panties, sisters of Alpha Phi Fuck 'em. Like it's so many of them that's out there that you can read.
sorority?
And so
Ben, I want to get your answer on this one. Have you read or do you read erotic literature?
So I'm familiar with Zane. Be honest with you, I'm more so a writer than a reader. I've written a lot. I've been writing romantic / erotic poetry and short stories for several years now. Like Erica said, she mentioned one of my stories earlier. I know Sean has read a lot of my stuff. And so yeah, it's for me. I love telling stories with words. Like I like basically making a movie with words. And that's my whole object is to give the reader the entire experience, like give them a 5 sensory experience with words. And so that's what I try to do. And a lot of stuff that I've written, most of it's based on fantasy, some of it's based on like some real life stuff. But a lot of it is stuff that either I've done or most of it is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that I'm looking forward to doing. And so yeah, so that I've yeah, definitely, most definitely. So yeah, so that's me. But I really enjoy it. And to your point about like getting turned on by it, like I when I write it, I actually I have to be careful where I'm writing it at because I get I get aroused. Like I be certain places and I have to read it or have to write it kind of to myself because I be adjusting my pants and all that kind of carrying on because I really feel it. I take myself there. You know what I'm saying? The full sensory experience. Yeah. So
If you are just now tuning in, you are watching The Purple Mic. We ask that you please subscribe, like the video, and comment below. Next question. This one's for the fellas.
I've done it by accident before.
What?
So okay, so I've been like she was close to basically we was doing it and I knocked it on. Like I was hitting it and she came on, you know what I'm saying, like after I induced menstrual cycle, I guess you could say.
Oh, okay.
So
He beat it up.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
beating it up.
All right.
yeah, and so I
We've
induced.
all done that at one
Yeah,
point.
so
Here in
yeah,
the
so I've
eye.
induced one.
Oh my God.
But so yeah, but I've never gone in knowingly, but like, you know what I'm saying, just okay, she's that, on that stage now, so yeah, that's
Did you
me.
finish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
There's an endpoint somewhere.
While I'm here, might as
I mean,
well.
we're already
well.
here. It's already a mess. You know what I'm saying? It's already a mess.
I mean, it's not my preferred, but I have where she was spotting, and it was one of those times. It was like, you know what? Tomorrow may not come.
Right. So I need to
now.
So I need to,
Right now.
Right now. By any means
but it's
I
not.
feel you, bro.
Obviously, it's not a preference. I think it's that time. Listen, women do go through certain things, and just let the normality happen because certain things happen for a reason. So I don't like to interrupt that because during that time it is pain. It is all the unnecessary emotional roller coasters. So, but being supportive and doing other, doing other things just to make sure she's intimately secure. Where it's not like, hey, don't touch me, or hey, I don't want to touch you because you're in your period. I think the best thing is to make her secure about what that is when you're with her. And that means caressing, massaging, all those necessary things.
Absolutely.
But
Definitely.
it's been said by medical studies that it's actually a pain reliever for women when they are sexually active during their cycle. It's better than Tylenol.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And is it? I've noticed a lot of women are more sexually charged during that time too. Is that
because
why?
your hormones are raging.
Yep.
Yes.
For me,
Gotcha.
it's right.
Yeah.
It's right after.
Put your swimsuit on and
The
get in
next
there.
thing moving, if it's in my path,
Get in there.
I'm with you.
Put
yeah,
your
it's
suit
right
on and
for
get
me.
in
It's
there.
like right after my cycle, so it's like the
That's what I've
hormones.
noticed. Yeah, it'd be right after,
it's
like that right after. Soon,
Yeah,
but
we
that
can't
day
wait
that
till
day
that
after,
sucker and
but
we
that day
be
after,
waiting.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
like, is it over? Is it over? And then I'm like,
you ever seen? Hey, you ever seen Bruce Almighty? Y'all ever seen Bruce Almighty?
Yes.
Yeah,
You remember
long
when?
time ago.
Yeah, when he was like, he had the powers that he was making. He was like, pleasurable. He had, she was out. She had the wish. She was like, and she came and attacked him. Yeah.
I'm gonna switch this one for the ladies. Ladies, are you comfortable having sex during your menstrual cycle? Is that something that's like
Maybe on the last day when it's light, it's not really there. I've done that before, and it's actually not bad. Hint. A little spotty, actually a little extra, help there.
oh.
I have a question for a friend.
Yes.
What's the question, friend?
What's the question for the friend?
When
Slippy
is your
slide.
cycle so we can know when it ends?
I'm on it right now, so to speak. So the next
Wow, which is
Friday?
what?
Friday?
Look, that's when I say I'm purchasing my plane ticket as we speak.
The last minute deal.
Friday.
Frontier.
Super
Frontier.
Saver deal.
Frontier Spirit.
Expedia.com.
I will be there with a Little Caesars.
Hot and
Ready?
ready. Hot and ready.
Hot and ready.
if a couple has a really
Not Little
healthy
Caesar.
relationship,
Hot and
how many
ready.
times a week are they having sex? I want to start with Tony on this one.
Well, that depends. Because I've been in relationships where everything was cool and we were having sex damn near 6 days a week. And I've been in other relationships where everything was cool, but we were probably doing it once or twice a week, and both of them were fine. I guess that's feeling out the relationship, feeling out the other person, and knowing what they like, what they don't like, kind of that thing, and them knowing you as well, because I'm pretty sure walking around with a hard dick all the time trying to get it is not exactly the healthiest thing to do in a relationship, either being it healthy or unhealthy.
Yeah, I agree with Tony where you can have relationships where it's all the time, 7 days a week, 3, 4, 5 times a day. You have the time, or depending on where the person works and where they live, it could be once or twice a week. When I'm in a relationship, I like to have sex. I'm always in the mood to say, but
I'm ready.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, if I'm attracted to you, I'm attracted to you. So but again, it takes a lot for me to be attracted to you and to get in that place. But once I am, I'm ready to go all the time. So it just depends on his availability, my availability, and what's going on.
Yeah, Jolon, your answer, your guess?
In a healthy relationship, I mean, as often as you like, again, that intimacy building part for me is where it stems from. Like, sometimes I'm in the mood, sometimes I'm not, but sometimes I know, like, hey, it's been a while, let me turn it up for him. So that way, he can have something to remember me by, So I just feel like the average, and I've asked a lot of my friends who are married, the average couple has sex at least twice a week, if that. At least, and I was very shocked by that. I'm like, well, you have this partner there, but you have kids, you're working.
That's why I keep saying, don't have kids.
Your kids, you're working, you're busy, you have your own life. So, like, a healthy relationship is at least twice a week. That's what I'm.
Don't kill them with a honeydew list.
But I'm like, that's not enough for me. You gotta bump that up. So.
Wow. Yeah, the actual answer is about 8 times a month on average for most couples. That is the answer. Yep. 2 times a week.
That live together, or like
that are married couples.
8
Is
times.
that with or without Viagra?
That is really surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would think it would be more, but it's not.
Is this like at the end of the marriage? Not the end of the marriage, but like further.
Damn, you putting them in the grave, ain't you?
She's baffled by this answer.
8 times a month. It might be ending. I don't know.
Are we dying here? What's going on? I don't.
Are they getting it on and the Reaper's right there?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, because I'm assuming, like, when you're a newlywed, you might be having sex, more often. But it's like when you settle into your marriage, maybe a year or two in, 8 times a month. It's just
8 times a month.
8 times a month.
If that.
Well, shoot, newlyweds been in relationships these days 4 or 5 years. So just because they newlyweds and newly married, doesn't mean anything changes.
Right. Yeah.
So,
am I weird to think that's weird? Like, I would think they would want to be more.
I'm with
like,
you. No, I'm with you. I think that for me personally, what I'm saying, my thing is at least a 1 day on, 2 day off, or 1 day on, 3 day off. You know what I'm saying? Like every other day or every other day. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, look, and I put them fires out, bro. So you know what I'm saying? So so my thing is, like, I don't know. I definitely understand that there's going to be times where you're going to have like 2 or 3 days span when you hitting it. Y'all doing it every day, and then y'all gonna take a little break. Because I mean, if you again, when you getting it in, both sides needs to rest a little bit. You need to rest your organs, because you can, you be sore and everything and all that kind of stuff like that. So you need to rest up. So definitely, I definitely think that like I said, 8 times a month is low for me too. I agree. I think that I don't know. I just think that if you're really into that person, it's gonna be more so that you're trying to like slow yourself down as opposed to like having to speed yourself up. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like
like
you want that
you have
person
to
all the
rest
time, right?
more
Yeah,
than have to. Today's Wednesday. We got
exactly. Yeah. Facts, big facts. So yeah, I'm right there with you.
LaShonna, your thoughts?
Every
Is your
every
microphone
day.
broken?
Every day. LaShonna, every day.
Yeah.
Every 15 minutes?
Look, like if it's good and we have a really good connection,
Yeah.
like if it's good and I have a really good connection, I'm emotionally connected to this person, then yes, I want you all the time. I could have you every day of the week outside of if I'm on my cycle. If I'm on my cycle, don't touch me because I'm a little distant then.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I would want you all the time, because if I notice for me, if I'm emotionally connected and you're stimulating me, emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of those things, then I want you, like, you're good to me. I want you all the time.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about you, like, hey, what are you doing? Or we're gonna. So I'd be the problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm the person. So we're gonna have sex tonight or what? Because you're over here. So like, what are we? We're about to go to bed. So what we about to do?
You ready?
That appointment.
Right. So
That appointment. Yeah.
Right. And that's just me. So I noticed that if I'm not that really into you, and even though the sex was good, if I'm not really that into you, I'm not with you. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's
And for me, I just
100%
kind of
right
know,
there.
yeah, I ain't gonna never sleep with you.
Yeah.
I just know.
I have a question. How quick do y'all know if you want to sleep with somebody? Like how?
Very good question.
Statistics I heard is like 20 seconds for women. They know if they're gonna sleep with you within the
I
first
think
20
it's
seconds
less.
of meeting you.
I think it's less.
I think it's way less than 20 seconds.
Way less time.
Way less. We already
Way
know
less.
when we see sight.
Because it's like
Yeah.
Right.
It's on site.
No,
It's
not
on
just
site?
and I'm just saying, like,
Oh damn! It's on site. God damn.
Yes,
son.
maybe.
Like,
Brother,
for
2
me-
blocks away ain't got no chance.
Right. The word swag can come forward. Like that word
Yes.
swag. Like,
Yes.
you either have it or you don't. Same thing for a woman. It's the it factor. Like,
But I can say you can change I think you can change our minds with other
Facts.
things.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say
Eventually.
for a dude, like, it's women that I've seen initially, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to hit that or whatever like that. And then after a while, it's like, nah, maybe not. And then same thing, other way. You know what I'm saying? Women I initially like, maybe not. Then I get to know. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to play
Yeah,
that. So,
like for me, I know from conversation. I know like right off the bat from conversation, hearing your voice, like all of those things. Like this is even before like on site. It's like, okay, like they're having conversation. And I'm like, yeah, no, this is not even gonna happen.
Yeah, I'll be
so
like,
what if I
nope.
wear tonight on the date? Mismatched underwear.
It's dry. Very dry.
Tumbleweed rolling through there.
Dry.
No rain for days. Nope.
Really? So wait, is that the barometer? Is that the barometer? So you it's on site, then it's drip?
Yeah.
Is that what it?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I can see somebody be like, yeah.
You think you're the only one adjusting your pants?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
well, all right now.
We can get wet and we be feeling.
I'm gonna start observing now.
Right.
For real. That's what I'm like. I'm like, I must be missing something here.
Bring my rain boots.
What it is though, it's like for me, I've been on a date with a person. I'm like, and I can envision myself. Yeah, I can. Yep, I am.
Yep.
I'm gonna get myself tonight.
Then somebody's gonna be a gentleman tonight and try to walk you to the door, and it's like, don't do that. Just come on in.
Don't do that.
Come on here.
Don't do that. Just come on in, and we keep it.
Come on in.
Oh wait. So I'm sorry. Give me that advice again, please. I need that advice one more time.
I know for real. I'm like, let me listen real good.
So I walk you to the door. I don't. What am I doing now? Tell me again.
Walk on in because we are.
Oh, okay. Got you.
It is what it is.
But we don't know that.
Come on in.
How can I just insert myself?
So are there some signals? Yeah, give me some signals. What are the signals? What am I looking for?
That you have to look for, that you have to pay attention to. So if, like for me, If I know that I am, I'm like, okay, so where are we going after this? That's my main thing. Like, what are we doing after this?
Oh, when
Like,
you want to
the
spend more
verbal
time,
cues.
that's the signal. When you
right.
want more
Like, what are we
time.
doing after this?
Oh.
Like,
Verbal.
is there any verbal? Yeah.
I will have
Sometimes.
touched you throughout the night somewhere,
Yep.
somehow, made
Yep.
that clear to you.
Oh.
I would have given you, like,
Hey.
Adding them
Add
eyes.
those eyes.
Yes.
Wow.
and then sometimes y'all need help. Like,
Yeah, yes,
you, like-
obviously.
Well, see, but that's the thing though. It's because a real gentleman, like we live in an age now, like the Me Too movement, and you
Yeah,
can have
gotta be
you can think you have
careful
false
with that.
signals. You can't just be walking up on in no woman's house
Yes,
or
you
thinking
gotta
so.
be
You know what I'm saying?
no, we're talking
You
about
gotta.
you guys went on a date.
Oh, I get all of that.
Still,
You can go,
right.
but you can go on a
Still.
date with a woman.
I have been giving you all the signals tonight that you can get
Those
this.
signals don't mean nothing when you decide to call the police and I'm in handcuffs. I read them signals wrong.
My point.
They
You
gonna
can read.
your right.
You can read. Right, exactly.
So okay, ladies, the phrase is this:
Miranderize
come
you.
upstairs. I
I
want to
can
sit
sense
on your
it.
face.
Oh,
That's the phrase that pays. Okay, that's
direct.
what you say.
That
Would
will,
you-
that will, yeah.
Just my thing is, it would be nice to have would you like to come in, or would you like some coffee? Some of those things, something inviting,
nightcap.
so I'll know,
Yeah,
nightcap.
well,
You know what I'm saying? Something like that,
yeah,
where it's like,
there's
for me, it's
that,
like,
but sometimes you want more like it's kind of a hidden attraction, and you kind of just been sitting across from each
Right.
other the whole night,
that's the,
Yeah.
and I
looking
get all
at
of that.
each other,
I feel
and
you on
just
that.
know, you just know.
I mean, I feel you on that, but it's still
I hope
tough.
that you guys know
You
what
know.
we
Tony's
putting
like,
out.
no, we
Maybe
don't
y'all
know.
don't. Maybe y'all.
Well, see, this is the
Well,
thing.
see-
There's certain signal that it's like you definitely know, but it's certain times where you really it's like I feel like this 60%, 70% of the time it feels like, am I? Will I? Won't I? Does she? Does she? You know what I'm saying? Like 30% of the time it's like, oh yeah. You like I said, you know it. You can feel the drip. You know what I'm saying?
But like he said,
other times
nowadays,
you
given
don't.
the things that go on,
Yeah, exactly. You
you don't
don't
want to
know
get in
that.
trouble. You're not trying to
Exactly.
get
No,
a rape
not at
charge.
all.
You
At
don't want
all.
none of that.
No.
It's a little
No.
iffy out here nowadays. If you can't be
Absolutely.
direct
Big
about it
facts.
with me, I'm not going to
Big
assume.
facts. Yes.
And
Tell
then
me.
too, it's like a lot of we're doing a lot of online dating too. So we as women, at least for me, I have to be extra careful with who we bringing back and where we're meeting,
Right.
and for safety reasons. But yeah, sometime in the good old days.
Yeah, I mean, like Drew here, they would have said, "Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me it ain't good enough for you, baby." What'd
We
he say?
all remember the video.
Right.
Tell me.
That's true.
The Cisco jump. Yeah.
Right.
And if you are just now joining us, you're watching the Purple Mic, please subscribe, like, or comment. All of our handles are down below. Next question: when is the best sex? At night, in the morning, afternoon, or mid-afternoon?
Just to get some is the best sex.
Okay.
Don't care what
Morning,
time of
noon, and
day
night.
it is.
Don't matter.
Yeah, don't care what time of day it is.
Hey, look, let me tell you something about that morning time, bro. That morning time when you had that rest, and you didn't woke
I don't
up,
care
but that
what you
thing be,
say.
that thing be.
I take a real simple
Just keep
approach.
Just keep talking.
I'm just happy. I'm happy to have it.
You're happy
That
to
morning.
I'm happy to have it. I take a real simple approach because tomorrow's not promised to you. So hey, if you can get some now, get some now.
I don't love morning stuff. Don't break your breath over here.
But not. I mean, you can get yourself straight and after that, all of that. But that morning, that morning.
It's like for me, I love morning. I don't know why, because if I'm tired and I don't know, that morning it kind of puts a little pep in my
Rested.
step. I jump out of bed, I'm rested,
Yeah.
I'm happy. The day is gonna go well. I don't care what bullshit goes on throughout the day.
Skip the work. You have us skipping the work. You have us skipping the work. That I believe. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm walking through the meadows and I'm
Yes.
happy.
Right.
So we're good.
Funny.
We're
I'm
good.
like Tony
So for
though.
me,
I'm
it's
like
that-
any
it's that-
time of
it's that
day
morning.
is
Super
right.
energy.
That is
Like
hilarious.
I'm getting it.
I want to see
I'm
y'all
good.
skipping through work.
Okay.
I gotta see that you skipping through work. Hey, how you doing? I just got my back blown out. Yay!
She gonna say that in the morning meeting.
Right.
Right.
You're so chipper today at work. I got me some.
I'm gonna say, I don't know. I'm gonna say morning is probably the best feeling
Okay.
because you both kind of almost act like you both sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Go.
like,
Thank
let's just
you.
get this, baby. Let's just
Thank
kind of,
you. Just let
it
it
is
go
what it
home.
is. So
Ooh. Yep.
that's that, that morning. Yeah. So, but I
That rolling
think
over.
it leads off. But I think it leads off with a good night though, because after you've had a good night and you've used up all your energy, and then that next morning,
Mm.
it's on like Donkey Kong.
That more, yes, man.
Like
I,
that.
Yeah.
this is my thing though. The nighttime is great though because like you can do the setup. It's the best time for the setup
It's
because
good
everybody,
for passing out. It's good for
yeah,
passing out.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like morning is the best, but I think I like nighttime better because I can do more setup if I want to do any kind of romantic things. Like I said, it'll put you to sleep. You can put her, y'all put each other to sleep, all that stuff. So nighttime for me is the best time in general, but the feeling of the morning time just, man, bro.
That was great.
Remember,
See that? Yeah. Mm-mm.
I have a
Give me the
question.
morning. No.
Oh Lord,
That's
go
okay.
ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Justin.
I'm sure that you guys have, been with, Black women. Obviously, we got our hair situation. So, in the
Right.
morning, a
Right.
couple of us got the little nightcap on.
Facts.
So, right.
Literal nightcap.
How do
Facts.
y'all
So,
feel about that?
Don't nobody
ain't
give a
thinking
damn
about
about that nightcap.
it at all.
Not at all.
Look, let me tell you. Cause see,
The
That
head
is
wrap.
I'm
collateral
It,
damage.
it could be like
bro.
this.
That-
Pull that to the side, yo. Pull that to the
that is
side.
collateral
not look.
damage.
Look, 9 times on the 10, I'm pulling that off anyway because I'm pulling hair. So
Oh.
I mean, I'm pulling hair. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
That's
Get
why
the
it's
nightcap.
collateral damage.
yeah.
Yeah.
Getting hair pulled.
Okay.
Back was episode 9. Lewis was talking about we gonna help you wrap that thing.
Oh, wrap the hair. Yep. He was like,
Yeah,
the doobie wrap.
yeah,
The doobie wrap.
yeah.
Okay.
Period. I love it
Look,
so
that's
much.
what Cat Williams said. He said he don't care. I got silk. He says I'll give her about. I got a silk. I got a silk. It's like, I'm good. You good?
Yeah.
You ready to brush your hair? I got the silk pillowcase. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Anyone
wild.
have knowledge of? I think it's pronounced tantra sex.
Tantric.
Tantric.
Tantra sex.
Yeah,
Tantric.
Tantric.
Yeah, tantra sex. Does anyone have knowledge on that? It's supposed to be like this meditative form of sex.
Yeah, it's basically the purpose of it is to connect in a way to where it's like you're manifesting, you're using sex as a energy wielding event or occurrence to manifest things in your reality.
Tony's like,
And
no.
so yeah, so I mean, and I actually I agree with the premise because I mean, if you think about it, like, one of the most powerful physical experiences we have is an orgasm. And like I've always joked about, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if the Big Bang was probably like the orgasm between the male and female principles of the universe, you know what I'm saying? So I think that I agree that that's probably I agree with the premise of tantric sex and to connect in that way. I can't even read it, bro.
I said BS.
BS.
Okay. Well, you have your counter argument. Go ahead.
Yeah, go
You have your
ahead.
counter argument. Go ahead.
So tantric sex I've only come across it, even though I know a little bit about it. I've only come across it where I know somebody who has actually done it once. And to hear that brother tell a story, I just can't wrap my head around the fact that, you can just vibe off somebody. You're not really touching them and y'all can orgasm like that. And I was like, nah, it's got to be some touching involved. It's got to be a little bit of all the good stuff, all your human senses. So to sit
Well,
across from
tantric,
a
you can
person,
still have physical touch with tantric. I mean,
yeah,
that's
you
a part
can,
of it.
but that's a part of it. But my experience with it was, it wasn't so much the touching, and that's what I was like. I couldn't wrap my head around that part. How in the hell you gonna bust a nut just by thinking about it?
That's one part. I mean, they say that like a tantric master can do that. Like a tantric couple can be so in tune with each other to do that. But but that's just one aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess the general premise of it is to be able to connect with each other in such a way that you
Yeah, it's
can
connecting them more like
experience
on
again
an energy and
in every
spiritual kind of
every
thing.
level.
Yeah.
But it's physical as well. It's not just spiritual. Those are just it's like kind of like we were talking about with the intimacy part, right? So we got when you're sending text messages all day or doing these other things, it's in that same realm of mental, spiritual, emotional connection. And then when you actually connect physically, then the ultimate premise of it is that you can manifest things in your reality through that connection. You know what I'm saying? That's the ultimate. But what part of it is like the initial part is okay, let's be able to connect without the physical part. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Okay.
everybody has their own opinion of it.
So ladies, has a man ever texted you and made you cream on yourself? Tantric sex?
No.
I'll take that as a no for 500.
No, for 1,000.
No,
Double
it will
daily
take
double.
way more than.
I am interested because I'm not so much of a physical person and I'm more in my head and emotions. Like I am interested in trying tantric sex. Like I believe that would be of
Let me
interest.
know how that goes.
Yeah, let me know too.
I like that.
I'm gonna need you.
Yeah, and when the rich men come out you because you're cussing all the time, yeah, let me know.
The Oakland.
Same thing.
Richmond.
Right. Let me
That's
know
a-
how that goes.
That's gonna make her mad. That's a middle finger coming later.
So as we move over to oral sex, is it safe to swallow?
Yes. Yes.
I like it as a face moisturizer, but it is safe to swallow.
Wow.
Have I told you I loved you lately?
Wow.
Listen, it works wonders for wrinkles
It
and
is.
hydration and all of that. So
A lot of protein in that
don't be
thing.
don't be
A lot of protein in
missing.
that thing.
That's true.
Yes.
It's a lot of
Yes,
protein.
it's
Yes.
protein. It's good for your
So like an
skin.
egg white.
It's not really protein. It's really fructose.
Fructose.
Misconception. It's not
Same
really
thing.
protein.
Pardon me.
Lots of sugars.
medical.
If
Yeah,
he,
Yeah, medical
if
expert.
he,
Lots
Excuse
of
me.
sugar is not
if
good
he
for you.
wants to do it, it's
Here,
fine.
not good for you.
Same thing.
Sits along down your throat.
And so what about for men?
Yes.
Wait, juices?
Where's the argument? Yes.
Yummy.
Yeah. I slop it up.
Like,
The yummy.
for real.
I have
Yeah.
a question.
You got to eat. I mean, you. It's like it's hard not to. It's hard not to without the
for
yoni.
real,
Go ahead. Go ahead,
Seriously,
Jess.
for us, it's hard not to.
So women can't. Well, no, women squirt.
Yes.
Okay. Have y'all ever drunk that?
Like got a glass. Like
The
I
answer
mean,
is
they do
no.
it. You can get a
Okay.
glass.
But
So,
I'm pretty sure if I've run across
Really?
one, I probably
yes,
would. But I
really.
all right. So I got a story.
with or without a straw.
Oh,
And
hurry time.
yeah.
So I was with an ex, and I was having a direct conversation with the yoni, and so she came to the high note, and I felt like a spritz, like it was like a like you have a dog like the spray gun, like down boy, you know what I'm saying? I felt that on my face. I'm like, yo, did you just pee on me? Like, did you just like just pee on me? And at the time, I was young. This was back in like the early 2000s, so I didn't know what squirting was. And so, I tasted. It didn't taste any different than like her yoni. And so I still have a question: like, is squirt actually urine, or is it like
Yes.
some other fluid, or what? I don't know what it is. So I don't know.
Not urine per se,
It's urine.
but it's close.
Not all the time.
Urine.
Well, it is. How you know, Tony?
That's
What is
because
that?
That's what I'm saying, and that's what everybody has a different opinion of it. Everybody has a different opinion of it. I don't know.
Because there was a news article done on it.
Because of the
They boiled
right?
it down
Like,
to it was mostly urine.
It didn't taste the same. It didn't taste like.
Yeah, it
it's
didn't
not,
taste
it's
like
not
it.
urine
But
because it doesn't come from the kidneys. It doesn't come through the urethra, but
exactly.
the membranes are so close that it kind of the fluid kind of seeps
Mixes?
through a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not urine. She's not peeing on you. She's it's coming from her vagina. She squirts from her vagina, so it's not. She's not.
So it's not
peeing
coming
on
out the
you.
not coming out the urethra.
No, it comes out her vagina.
Okay.
Well, it should. If it comes out the urethra, she peed on you.
Okay. I was just wondering. I don't know.
I mean, that's
Drip,
where it
drip,
comes
drip.
out from me. So I don't know about what she did to you, but yeah.
You got
I don't
R.
know.
Kelly.
I'm gonna be some you. Some
Drip,
you.
drip, drip on you.
Yeah, okay. Well, I just wanted to know because I'm like, if we're swallowing, are y'all swallowing? So
Hey,
I mean, well, you can't not. I mean, if you eating it right, like you're gonna be sopping
Seriously,
up.
you
You're gonna be eating. I mean, there's no other way around it. Like you're gonna
Right.
be, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be
Exactly.
eating it up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
yeah.
Gonna be there.
But like I said, with her, like with that particular situation, like I said, she didn't know what happened. I didn't know what happened. All I know is it did happen. And so to this day, I never know. You know what I'm saying? I've always, once I've found out what squirting is, I was like, oh, that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? And then since then, I've been, more understanding of that experience. And to this day, like I said, everybody, this debate that's happening right now on what the actual chemical composition of squirt is, it ain't just us talk about it. Everybody asks that same question, like, is it really pee or not? And everybody got different studies that says this or that and different experiences. So I don't know. All I know is it happened. So I just keep moving.
So, ladies, bust a nut, put it in a glass, take it to the doctor.
Analysis.
There you
Chemical
go.
analysis.
You know what I mean?
thank you.
Hey, what's
Thank
that?
you.
And
Problem
when you
solved.
do that, please videotape that whole thing. I want to see the doctor's expression.
Right. Just saying. If he does this, then you know it's this.
Oh
The
no.
proper analysis.
That was to
Put on your salad.
Ranch.
to a more serious topic. Sometimes couples are dealing with sexual dysfunction, erectile dysfunction. What do you do if a woman or man is losing his or her sex drive or dealing with a dysfunction? How do you handle something like that? Lewis, can you talk us through that?
Similar to what I said before, even when it's dealing with emotional safety, because that's something that's emotional for men, and it's also upsetting when sometimes you can't control it or you don't know what to do, and you have the desire, but things are just not functioning the way it should. So I believe in a relationship, their woman should be able to support and help with the healthy part about it and understand it a little bit, so that she can not tell him what to do, because again, we want to allow him to kind of develop that. What are the tools I need to do? And I'm going to go ahead and make it right so we can have a great time, but more or less like support. And I think making sure the eating part is healthy. He can't get a regimen from the doctor about what to eat, and then you cook or you want to go out and eat all this craziness. You know what I mean? So I think being there to support him, because we all know there are plenty of things that helps with ER. We already know that, or ED. And we want to make sure that the support is there, and that whatever you do, you want to have a great sex life. And if he's doing everything he can to make it right, so that he can obviously supply or satisfy you, then you got to do the same. I think it's only right. You can't just go on a tangent and be upset and annoyed and
Right.
of what's going on, because that puts a man in, all right, fuck it. So
I mean, I've even experimented with, the Viagra and stuff, and unfortunately, it stayed hard all night and into the next day. And it was to my advantage, but it was kind of unsafe because afterward he was like, it hurts. So, I'm not opposed to the pharmaceutical drugs, but Tony, why are you shaking your head when your name is Junior Stroke?
Because I'm a firm believer. If you're gonna take a pill, I grant it may kill you, but use that thing. If it's hard enough to hunt with, use it.
Oh, so don't put it to waste.
Exactly. If you got a pill and it's gonna get your thing harder than the Empire State Building, then you use it. Put it to work. Look, if you die because you got off because your dick was hard, then hey, you got off well.
You get cool points.
Damn. Girl, he was like, y'all go to the nail salon and y'all gonna talk. Yeah, girl, he was hard all night. Yeah, he died the next morning, but girl, he was going like a train.
Oh,
you died happy.
Right.
Exactly.
There's a way to go.
Exactly. Why you gonna roll up go up in the hospital, talk about my shit's been hard for 6 hours, and they gonna look at you all stupid? Like, okay,
Use it,
right.
man.
Yeah, like go home and use it. And if it stay hard longer than 10 hours, yeah, and you still alive, yeah, bring your ass back in here. 'Cause that ain't no
He's still
If you could have sex with anyone in the world, would be our first one. I'm going to go around.
In the world?
I'm not answering that
I'm
In the
answering.
on
world.
the grounds that it may incriminate me.
In the world. Wow.
One in the world. This is our final episode of Sexology Libido. Let's get wild. I'm going to start with Jolon.
Oh man, I try not to look. Anyone in the world?
Anyone in the world.
I would say
Ben.
Okay. Mine would be, so it's actually like a handful, but I had to choose one out of that handful.
I can't even think of one.
I got a handful. Yeah, so my top one would probably be Madison Cali. She is a professional harpist. She's just look up Madison Cali. She's this harpist. She's the hip hop harpist. Beautiful woman. I mean, just absolutely amazing. So it'd be Madison Cali. Calley.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, I do too. She is.
Oh,
She's awesome.
Oh, you
Yeah.
showed me her that night. Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen her before. She's beautiful. Okay.
she
Yeah.
might be my choice too. I'm not even.
What?
Well, hold up.
I'm
Well,
straight.
hold
I
up.
like men, but you know, she cute.
You dabble.
No,
Obviously,
She's
you're
cute.
thinking about it. Obviously,
This
you're
is
thinking
this is
about
my
it.
this is my screensaver. This is my. She's.
she's cute. I mean,
Yeah,
I
you
mean, I ain't got
walking
no one
around
else in
hard
mind.
looking
Might
at
as well
that.
steal his.
Yeah.
I've moved over to LeBron, and he is
Really?
oh,
Yeah, she has moved
And
on.
there, look,
Wow! I am
and
surprised by
there,
that.
and
new LeBron is
There he go again. He brought it back.
she's rubbed one out to LeBron. Thank you.
Diana. I know that's her husband, but if he were single, that
I am really surprised you shift from Serge. Shouted like Serge is your guy.
Serge is just too conceited, and it just turns me off every time I look at him. I'm like,
Also, LeBron's humility. Then
yeah.
got you. Okay.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with no damn humility.
Sure don't. It sure don't.
She know
He
to
has
touch that basketball rim, and
She wants to touch them rims, huh?
Look, she
Nice-
was
nice
talking about that
commercial.
Peloton commercial recently.
She
Tonal
was.
commercial.
She was tonal. Yeah, tonal.
it ain't
She's like
got
that new.
nothing to do with no.
That's
Uh-huh.
right. She
That-
was talking about that tonal commercial. That's exactly
That-
right.
And
Wow.
there's another shot to the ribs, people.
Yep. Body shot.
I don't need to win the war, but there gonna be some rib shots.
I don't know. Jason Derulo had something in his pants that time. I might have to add him to the list.
Jason Derulo.
Oh
Really?
yeah, he's
Girl.
hot, yo. Jason Derulo.
Girl,
is
you,
hot.
you seen them sweatpants?
Look,
See
and
the
she over there
sweatpants?
fanning herself now.
You
She
see
done
the
talked about that
sweatpants?
tonal commercial. She over there fanning herself now,
Right,
like she in
ready.
church.
Woo. Ooh,
Like
Lord.
she in
Ready.
church.
Damn LeBron. Oh my God. And Jolon knows this one too. Of course, Jay Ellis. Jay Ellis is, oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are my, if I had to choose one, it would be LeBron. Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm.
There's
He
a guy. I
is
cannot remember his name. His
humble.
name is Sky or Sky.
Right, humble.
Sky?
He is
Yeah, that's
humble.
that's
He
what we're
used to be
calling it
Boris-
nowadays. Humble.
It used to be Boris Kujo, but
Thank you for
his
the
name is
quotations.
Sky or something. I can't remember his name.
Okay.
Is it
Well,
Sky? He's an actor.
Sky,
Oh yes, Sky Black.
Sky Black.
Oh my god.
Let me Google him real quick.
Sky
Like,
SKYH out. Yeah, it's on Instagram. It's SKYH Black.
I get the feeling you women are going to be breaking out your toys after this episode.
Oh, I've seen him before.
Yeah,
He's too pretty. But yeah, I could see it. He's
that's who I
handsome.
like.
You do like Boris Kodjoe. You like the light skin, pretty. Yeah.
That's not even the light skin. It's just the look. He looks tall. He looks, well put together.
That is
Working
sweet,
them
that's nice.
working them iPhones harder than a car alarm in the projects.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, moving into our next question. Would you rather be in a loveless marriage or a sexless marriage?
That's not fair.
That's
Yeah,
not fair at all.
That depends.
I mean,
Depends on if you've been
they
in it
both
before.
work.
Loveless marriage or a sexless marriage?
I'm pretty sure if you was getting it on a regular basis, you'd be like, damn with the love.
I'd have to say sexless. I'm sorry.
You can go without sex, but if
I mean,
he loves you.
I'll take care of myself if it comes down to it. You know what I'm saying?
And we have one for the rub out. There you go.
At the end of the day,
Oh, we've got two for the rub out.
at the end of the day, I'm gonna take that.
Three for the rub.
I can't be in a loveless marriage. I'm not gonna be stuck
All
with
four
nobody
ladies would
for
prefer
no
the rub
love.
out. They want the love and not the penis. Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna not answer the question like y'all didn't answer the question last one. So I'm gonna.
Oh,
just
that's
not answer
fine.
that
You
one.
don't have to answer the question
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this one, unfortunately, I've been in both. I've been in relationships where it was I loved her, but we weren't really having sex. But I really just dug the shit out of her as a person. And I've been in relationships where it was just all about the sex. It was just purely physical, and there was no love there. And I enjoyed both, but that was dependent on the person I was with. And that's all that really just boiled down to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm a lovable guy, so I can deal with that. I mean, the sex part, because it does come to a point where, I mean, just look at the average right now in a healthy relationship, twice a month. Now think
8 times a month.
eight times a month,
Twice a
so
week.
8 times a month, so twice a week, and then you're talking about probably newlyweds, because as you get older, they'll tell you, any couple that's been together for a while, they'll tell you it's not that sex is not important. What's important is that the person feel like, I mean, love can put you in a position where it over exceeds your understanding and imagination about certain things. You could not have it but be intimate and love it just as good as you did without the sex. And that's what happens as you get older. You still get that satisfaction and that fulfillment that the person still loves me, they care for me, and they can do. Sex, obviously, it's going to stop. You know what I mean? I don't care if Viagra, whatever it is, it will stop at some point because it's not the same. So I love, and there's so many ways, so many things you can do to increase that. It surpasses our understanding about it.
I wouldn't mind, like bruh said, like I wouldn't mind going out with a bang, for real. You know what I'm saying? That'd be my last. Like I just orgasm to the heaven. Right. Exactly.
What did you say? What?
Jessica, do my eulogy for me. Yeah. What my eulogy say?
He died like he lived.
We have a couple people who just joined the room. We thank you for joining us in the Purple Mic. We have one bonus question, and this will be our final question of the evening. Your favorite place to be touched, for example, neck, ears, most common favorite spots. I'm going to go with LaShonna on this one, our BDSM.
Every part of her body for 600, Alex.
Favorite.
She is a walking erogenous zone.
What is?
Okay, so my favorite spot, and I'm a ticklish person all over. I'm ticklish all over. But when it comes to that, I actually love to be bitten on my hand. Which is a very sensual part.
What's
for
the name
me.
for that? Hold on.
Yeah, what's the breakdown on that?
What's the name for that? 'Cause I know you got a name.
No, well, there is a name, but I can't think of it right now. But I do like to be bitten. I love to be bitten. But yeah, the palm of my hand is like one of my favorite spots to get, and I found out a guy was biting my hand. He was kissing and he bit it, and I was like, "Ooh, what was that? Do it again." And I fell in love. I fell in love with it. But I do like to be bitten, though. You know, you take it from the back and he bites me, I'm good. Like,
Ooh,
it just sends me there.
Where should the bite be? Where exactly should the bite be?
Like it can be like right here on my shoulder, like in the middle of my back. Like it just, you know, just to feel their teeth or
The bite. Right.
you know, on my back. But
Yeah.
what else? Yeah, like my
Pinky
neck,
toe.
my collarbone.
Pinky
You know, like the creases, the creases like down, you know, where my yoni is. Not on my yoni, I'm not really that big on that, but like in the creases or, you know, in the folds
On
of
that thigh.
it,
On that
or
thigh. Yeah.
yeah, the thigh, like all of those things it's yeah. Sorry.
She's having a moment, guys. She's having a moment.
Yeah,
We
she
got a
obviously
hype
is.
Need a fan.
She's
Need a fan,
reliving
y'all.
some moments here. She's reliving some things.
You got your hype man. Yeah, the creases. Yeah,
I do, but
let's get that.
Yeah.
it is a name for it. So yeah, I do, and I think my most oversensitive spot is my ear. Like I can't take that ear part. The like the feeling of their breath on my ear, the kissing, and then just it's like a sensory overload for me when it's on my ear, and I'm just like,
So it's too good. So it's too good for you.
yeah, it's too good, and it's almost to the point where like I could just come if you just keep doing it.
Wait, hold up, what?
Yeah. No, I said I could just, you know, I could come if they just keep messing with my ear. That's just me.
I'm the opposite with the ear thing. I cannot
Really?
get with that. Like, yeah, they love doing that, but I'm like, nope.
We love doing it.
I don't like nothing wet here. Nothing wet.
I don't mean like your whole ear. Like it's just
the
those,
lobe.
you know,
I don't like them.
Like no.
Wow.
You're
but I can see it. It feels good, but at the same time, it feels weird to me. It's
like I don't want your tongue
Especially
in
if
my
you didn't
ear. Like no.
Yeah,
I don't. I feel like they about
Yeah.
to eat that. You know, when people stick their tongue in your ears.
I don't like that. That feels like.
So basically, if he has his lips near your, so basically, if he had his lips near your ear, like he's whispering to you, and then the wetness
I don't
of
want
his
any
lips near
hot
thing.
breath near it.
Yeah, no. I was talking. This is a Sean question. This is a Sean question. Yeah, this is a Sean question. Yeah. So what's your actual spot then, Jess? Since that we know what's not. What's your actual?
Yeah, no. My ankle.
What?
That little spot. That little divot right there in your ankle.
Really? Oh, so do you want him to have them legs up when he okay, I see, yeah. Got you.
And he kind of moving a
Got
little
you.
lower.
Right.
Then go lower.
Let me go lotion my
Got
divot.
I make sure my feet always my feet because
I gotta make sure it's right.
and that's a technical term.
Yeah, let me lotion.
That's
my
what the
divot.
podiatrists call it.
That is hilarious. Let me go lotion my divot.
Yeah, that's not right there.
Yeah.
That's
Yo.
right for me.
That was the joke of the night right there, son. Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna lotion my divot.
I'm learning so much tonight.
Man, that is funny.
I think for myself, it would be my neck is like this spot like that. But you know, if a man has a really deep voice, and it's like, you know how LaShonna described, you know, he's not in the ear, but right here, and just either a strangle and talking in the ear, or a kiss, and then his
She added a strangle.
I was about to say, did she just say strangle?
She said strangle. She said strangle. Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Ooh, you on another level of dirty, ain't you?
So you like to be choked then, okay. So he's choking you and talking to you.
Yeah.
Closely. Got you. Okay.
So Barry White on your ear and Jason
Christopher
with his hand
Williams.
around your neck.
Right.
Not Barry White and Jason.
No, he
Hey,
didn't.
I'm just trying to match up people who do that thing right. Barry White with the deep voice on your ear, and you got Freddy Krueger or Jason with his hand wrapped around your throat, and you just losing it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, man.
Dominant, but he's just really sensual. That's hot. Ben, what about you?
Hey. So for me, it's similar. Like mine is the back of my this. It's this line. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I don't know.
A divot.
Yeah, it's a crevice, a divot. I don't know what it is. It's just
We
like
are overworking these
it's
technical
it's really all the way up to my ear. So it's like this. It's a whole line right here, just like from here all the way down.
Yeah.
Cause like getting kissed on my neck and like like the soft